everyone, and welcome to another Top 5 Records video. And today I'm going to be talking about the 5 best albums by Eric Clapton. Why? Eric Clapton just turned 80 this week. A guitar legend became 80 years old. So let's celebrate it with a Top 5 video with his 5 best albums. And I'm looking here at the overall 5 best Eric Clapton albums. So not necessarily his solo albums, but records made with Eric Clapton being the guitar player slash band leader. I'm gonna kick off with the number 5. Derek and the Dominos, Layla, and other assorted love songs. Now, why at number 5? I think a lot of Eric Clapton fans may have thought about this record getting higher. Well, it's just when Eric Clapton plays guitar in a band, great things can happen. And Layla and Other Assorted Love Songs is just one of these many great albums that came out of, well, not just his guitar, out of his bands. This record has some of these great, incredible songs. I love, of course, the title track, Layla. I prefer the title track on this version than the slower acoustic versions he did later on. I saw Eric Clapton live here in Amsterdam in the Ziggo Dome a couple of years ago, just when we got out of COVID, and it was a very good song, very good show. He played Layla there, but he didn't play it fast. And I mean, the band he has here, Bobby Whitlock, Dwayne Allman. You're bound to rock here. Also, there's a version of Little Wing here, Layla. Have you ever loved a woman? Great songs. Nobody Knows You When You're Down and Out. Great songs, great album. Love this one. At number 5, Derek and the Dominos, Layla, and Other Assorted Love Songs. At number 4, this may be another controversial choice for the Eric Clapton fans, but at number 4, I'm gonna go with Cream, Disraeli Gears. Some say this is the best Cream album ever. I think this is a gorgeous, brilliant Cream album. I love it. It's insanely good. Opening with Strange Brew. Just, I mean, the tone of it, the psychedelic chill here. Then going into Sunshine of Your Love, one of their big epic songs. Love it. Great, spectacular album. I actually did a video on my channel in which I compared the mono version to the stereo version, and I also was looking for the best sounding copy of this record. If you're curious, you can go to my channel and look for more, because this was one of those records that I found I had a very hard time in getting a good sounding pressing, because there are a lot of bad pressings out there, and you really do want to enjoy the quality of Eric Clapton's guitar in a proper way here. Nevertheless, just a great album at number 4, Cream, Disraeli Gears. Number 3, I have to be creative because I gotta censor this one. It is the album Blind Faith. This is why I'm censoring it. Blind Faith. Why Blind Faith at 3? Because this is, for example, an Eric Clapton album that does not appear in 1001 Albums You Must Hear Before You Die. A great book, and I often look at it. Well, I think this belongs to the best work of Eric Clapton, because this is the most fierce. This is the hardest rocking work he did. Eric Clapton has his nickname Slowhand. I think that says a lot about the way he plays the blues. He clearly listened a lot to B.B. King. He did name Buddy Guy the best guitar player alive, and I think Buddy Guy has more fierceness in his playing, a fierceness that is much more audible here. I mean, I think the Buddy Guy influence is much more present here, but in a lot of the other Eric Clapton records, you hear somebody who grew up listening to B.B. King's Live at the Regal. Brilliant record. Love B.B. King. But B.B. King has a certain chill, a certain ease, a certain charm, a certain chill. And I think Eric Clapton looked into that, and that was his approach for the blues. I don't really think that he was a real blues artist. I think Clapton is more a pop artist infusing blues elements. Now, why do I say that? I said it because he um he he seems to be too much in control to. Sterile is not the right word, but I don't think that Clapton captures the blues like his heroes, like Buddy Guy do. I can understand the BB King reference because BB King also has more calm there, but he does build towards certain explosions that are rarer, not there, but rarer in the work of Eric Clapton. But for me, the blues is much rawer. I prefer and listen to guys like Muddy Waters, who's still even a little bit calm, but Howlin' Wolf, Skip James, Mississippi John Hurt, Lead Belly. I Son House. I like a certain rawness and sincerity in the blues. And Clapton focuses on a certain calmness on the blues, and also having a different background, having that um, British influence. I think it is pop with blues influences here. But this one is his most raw, the one that to me sounds the most like the American blues. At number 3, Blind Faith, which, by the way, I was lucky enough to find a first. I'll show you the background. A first UK pressing. It sounds amazing. That's the best way to fall in love with Eric Clapton. Listening to the original British pressings. What I have here at number 2, it's John Mayall and the Bluesbreakers with Eric Clapton. And the record is called Bluesbreakers with John Mayall and Eric Clapton. Now, the story is that Eric Clapton left the Yardbirds because he wanted to learn to play the blues. Well, John Mayall also has a certain calm there, but he does get to a different idea of blues. I have the idea that John Mayall sounds less Chicago blues influenced, and Eric Clapton does sound more Chicago blues influenced. Yet, Eric Clapton is, as a guitar player, more aggressive in a certain way than the rest of John Mayall and the Bluesbreakers. So he does really add a very lovable, great edge to this record that makes it such an incredible, great record with John McPhee on bass guitar. I mean, you got a lineup here of John Mayall, Eric Clapton, John McPhee, and then Huey Flint on drums. Man, that is so cool. I love this record. I also think this is the best record by John Mayall. So if you haven't found one, go out, buy one, and you'll have a great listening experience. At number 2, Bluesbreakers, John Mayall with Eric Clapton. And at number 1, this may be controversial, but I think this is really the best work by Eric Clapton. I'm talking about the first Cream record, Fresh Cream. Why Fresh Cream? It just sounds insane. What I'm holding here is, I thought that what I'm holding here was, this is the mono one, but the cover says stereo. But this is the mono one. I found this one in a little place called Red Records in London about 4 years ago. And I went there almost every day because they had so many great records. But they stopped existing about 1 or 2 years ago. So horrible. But it was in the south of London. Great record store. And for £15, 50, you can hear that I'm Dutch, I'm talking about price, but for £15, I found the first UK mono of this album. And I was never very much into Cream. I always missed the edge that I was looking for in blues, a certain edge, not necessarily in the playing, but sometimes it was a presentation. And this mono one sounds so incredible, full, deep, and it has such an impact. I mean, this is the Cream that I always dreamed about. Having a cover like a song Spoonful, the Willie Dixon song, I believe the first one to record was Howlin' Wolf. I love the Howlin' Wolf version. The Howlin' Wolf version is a perfect recording. One of those perfect recordings that stands still in time. This Spoonful isn't that, but the record in its entirety, the mono one, the power of a recording like I'm So Glad, a Skip James song. But I even think that they may have done a better job than Skip James. Can I say? I love Skip James. They're doing a lot of great covers here. 4 Until Later, Robert Johnson cover, Rolling and Tumbling, a Muddy Waters song. I'm So Glad, the Skip James song. But yeah, I listened to a podcast about Skip James lately, and Skip James on his dying bed said he was very grateful to Cream for covering it. He did think he did a better job. I disagree. I think that this is one of those rare occasions, because the deeply rooted blues, the American deeply rooted blues, it's 99% unbeatable, 99%. And a lot of times, I think British musicians are making a laugh at themselves, trying to reach that sound. I think the only thing to love it is that they're bringing it to a new audience. But this instance, they made the song better, because this is such an incredible recording, such a gorgeous, gorgeous record. And this, of all of his records, sounds the most fresh. Love it. At number 1, Fresh Cream. So I'm curious, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.